In my earlier videos, I've been talking about how we need to think differently about AI, beyond speed, beyond time to first draft, beyond the obvious. We need to think bigger, to think about the real world problems we face in bids and proposals. What's really stealing our time? What's difficult? What's getting in our way? And then how might AI help us solve or even eliminate those problems? Think differently, think bigger. Now I want to talk about how we can think better. And for me, that means working in partnership with technology, because the biggest factor leading to the successful use of AI in proposals isn't your prompts, it isn't your source content, it isn't the underlying large language model, and it isn't the automagic AI RFP tool you're using. It's you. More specifically, it's the partnership you build, because AI works best when it's a partner, not a miracle worker, not a replacement for human creativity, and definitely not something we just install and then blame when nothing improves. Technology is a tool, like a power drill or a vacuum cleaner, or that salesperson who once promised to just sanity check the bid and then accidentally rewrote it. Tools are only effective when someone competent is holding them. Otherwise, they mostly make a lot of noise without actually doing anything useful. Like that salesperson. 15 years later, and I'm still not over it. I used AI to help me plan and write this video, but it didn't save me time. Not really. And if you asked me to point to specific contributions, I couldn't, because I didn't use it to do the work for me. I used it to work with me, to suggest ideas, and to challenge mine. It's a partnership between two entities, but both bringing their strengths and complementing their weaknesses. And in a partnership, it's the conversation between us and our AI that's most important. It's the conversation that helps us sort through the problem we want to solve, what we want to say, or how we want to say it. The conversation between these partners is what sparks ideas, provides us with more options, inspires and challenges us. The conversation helps us think better. But that partnership is only possible when we use AI, when we use it well, we use it on the right things, and we use it consistently. Speaking of using technology well and on the right things, now would be a great time to subscribe to this channel. You get automatically notified of new videos, and you're supporting me to grow the channel too. One of the biggest objections I hear about using AI is some version of, but AI can't write. It can't write like a professional writer. And when I hear this, three thoughts always enter my brain. First one is, I agree. But the second one is, I also disagree. And my third thought is, that's probably because they're using it wrong. And I know this sounds like cognitive dissonance, but hear me out here. I agree, because it's true in the way that we were all taught to write at school, but then not everyone went on to become a journalist, a novelist, a political speechwriter, or, of course, the pinnacle of wordsmithery, a proposal writer. AI can't write like a professional writer because writing isn't typing. Writing is a creative process. And that's why I disagree. In his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey tells us that all things are created twice. The first creation is mental, and then the second creation is physical. To put it another way, to create something, we first need to imagine it. And the art of writing, whatever that writing might be, it's in the creative process in our minds. The words are just the output. And if writing was just about output, then let's face it, half of LinkedIn would be up for a literary prize, me included. But AI can help with the physical creation, the words, but we still have to lead the mental creation because AI can write like a professional writer if we instruct it properly. The problem is the large language models we use are trained on a vast data set of written material, written primarily by people, some of whom can write beautifully. But let's face it, some of them shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a Word document without restricted editing and track changes locked on. Being able to write words is not the same as being able to write meaningfully. And we've all seen the evidence of that, haven't we, Facebook? And so why are they using it wrong? Well, because AI isn't a ghostwriter. We can't just hand over responsibility and expect great results. When we do the creative work, provide the right inputs, and hone the output, then we're still the writer, but an augmented writer, supplemented with new ideas, drawing on a range of possibilities, and with access to even more knowledge than we could possibly hold ourselves. AI shouldn't write for us, but it can help us think better and suggest things we wouldn't have thought of on our own. The results we get from AI aren't about the technology. As I said at the top, it's about people and how we use it. Which is why I'm increasingly irritated by the phrase human in the loop, because it makes us sound like a compliance step or an optional safety feature, like the instruction manual nobody reads. We're not in the loop, we are the loop. Without us, AI is just a very confident autocomplete. Generative AI in proposals should work within our thinking, not the other way around. So, what does the human loop look like? Well, we imagine what we want to say. We give the AI the instructions it needs. We then accept or reject its ideas and output. We verify the information, of course, and we take responsibility for refining the final output. This is about augmentation, not automation. Automation does have its place, of course. But AI doesn't replace human thinking, but it does sound very confident when we stop thinking. So I believe there are three main ways to get good results from AI. That's the quality of the input, how we use the output, and then also the quantity of output. Let me explain quality of input, probably the easiest one. It means providing clear prompts, detailed context, and good source materials. Almost all AI training emphasizes this. And it's not just engineering the perfect prompt. I mean, yes, there are some proven techniques and they are worth learning, but they're not for everything. But we know that poor input produces poor output. And that's not just an AI problem, it's a universal law. Let's face it, it also explains the quality of most RFP documentation. How we use the output is just as important, in fact, more important, because it's that conversation between us and the AI. And I say in most of my interactions, it's not the output that really matters. It's how the conversation helps me sort through the problem I want to solve, what I want to say, or how I want to say it. That approach completely changes how we use the output because some of the output might be useful and I'll tune it and maybe I'll use it. But most of the output never makes it outside the conversation. It spikes ideas I'll take forward, helps me analyze options, critiques my assumptions, but it's me. And then there's the quantity of output. I think this one's less obvious. How we do that is by instead of asking AI for one response, we ask for multiple versions. And from these, then we use our insightful, intuitive human brain to select the best one. Or even better, we pick the best components from which we build the best combined result. That's how we get quality from quantity. And it doesn't just apply to AI. With all technology, we need to remember that what we put in will impact what we get out. What we do with the output is just as critical. And that while the speed of technology can be useful in itself, we can use that speed to run multiple iterations, plan different scenarios, and present ourselves with more options. In conclusion, because no talk about AI should miss the opportunity to poke fun at some of its mannerisms, perhaps we're not using technology wrong, but we could certainly think about it differently. Think bigger, think better, work with it, and always stay human centered. Think better, not faster. Just because tech can do something quickly, it doesn't mean that speed is always the goal. Thinking differently means understanding what it is that we really want from technology and AI. And thinking bigger, that's going beyond expecting AI to write like us and start using it to think with us. Working together for me is about using the power of technology, but it's only useful when guided by humans. Remember, we aren't in the loop, we are the loop. And thinking better, being human centered, thoughtful, with intentional use of AI. That's how we raise the bid quality, not just speed it up and dilute it. If you enjoyed this video, please do click like. I have more coming soon, and the best way to make sure you see them is to subscribe to the channel. So do that too. Thanks for watching.